What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be tackling this quarter panel. As you can see, I've already started on this side. I'll show you what I'm going to do to the next side, but we're starting to put some expander foam around the tail lights and the quarter panel, as like here. As you can see, I've gone and put a bit of expander foam on this side, sort of shaped it. I want to do it a little bit differently on this side, so I've gone and actually taped up everything so I don't get sticky residue everywhere. But pretty much I'm just going to fill this with expander foam over the next few hours and just layer it to the quarter panel how I want it, and then we can go ahead and start shaping it. So I'm just going to lay some expander foam down and then I'll get back to it when it's all ready to start shaping. So now, after many hours of sanding and sculpting, I've got this quarter panel down to pretty much where I want it for bog. So now I'm going to lay some bog on this quarter panel. Still waiting on that side to dry 100%. I've had to go over it a couple of times and cut down, but I'll get to that side later. Now I'm just going to go and put a thin layer of bog over this so then I can sculpt it and sand it to a little bit further perfection. As you can see here, there's a little high spot there and a few other spots. So I'm going to get the bog on there and then I'll repeat the process on the other side. I'll show you once that's all done, and then we'll basically pull everything off, make the quarter panels fully with the bog and mould and shape them and how they're supposed to be, and then we can lay some fiberglass. So what I'm doing here is just using a knife, like a Stanley blade, and just trimming down the expander foam to the shape of the car and around the tail lights. Just trying to get it pretty similar to how I've done the other side. But I've had to play around with some expander foam, some bog, some fiberglass filler, and I'm at a point where I'm pretty happy with how this quarter panel shape is. Once obviously I take the tail lights off, take the boot off, or the bumper off and take the boot off, I can then reform it to the actual shape of what I need to do. But overall I'm happy with this side, so I'm going to start putting some fiberglass filler on this side and getting it down to the same as what the other side is. It's taken me a long time, a lot longer than I thought it would. At the moment it's probably day 3 of playing with this expander foam and fiberglass filler to get it somewhat where I want it. But I'm going to lay some fiberglass filler on this side, and then I'm going to show you basically the process of me sanding that all down. I'll do it as a time lapse. Don't want to bore you too much, but trying to get it all to the shape of the quarter panel rise here and the shape of the body lines down the bottom. So I've laid my first layer of fiberglass filler. I'm just using the Septona glass fiber filler. You can buy it from Subscibe, and a little applicator pad. Mix it up with a bit of hardener and then put it on here. This is all dry, so it looks like shit, so I'm going to sand it all back, get it all pretty much ready for another coat of fiberglass filler, fill in all these little bits at the top, and then we'll show you how that looks, and then we'll move on to the next step. So what I'm doing here is just using an 80 grit on an orbital sander, just smoothing this fiberglass filler down to the shape of the quarter panel, and then we can lay a couple more layers of fiberglass filler on there and just get it sort of perfect. So I've got this side pretty well good with the fiberglass filler. I've still got to smooth a little bit up here, but I'll do that after I get everything off. Pretty happy with the shape. It's coming down pretty nicely. Curvature's pretty good, and all around the tail light. Looks pretty good with that body line on this side, so I'm happy with that side. Already done this side. We've already shown you that one. This side's pretty much all done as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the boot off, and I'm going to take the tail lights and the bumper off, and then finish up all the inside areas, and then we can lay some fiberglass. So I'm going to get all this off now. Let's get to it. So now I've got the boot up and the bumper off. I'm going to pretty much shape this to a flat surface, similar to how this side is. Probably got to fill this side in a little bit more with some foam, but pretty much making a flat edge along there. So then when I fiberglass, I can lay the fiberglass over and into this channel here, so we can mount it into that channel. But overall, let's get the shape. I'm gonna go take these tail lights out, and then let's get finished on this shape. So now I've got both sides pretty much all squared away, ready for fiberglass. This side I've just still got to do a little bit more, but this side I've just given a bit of a gap, so when I do the fiberglass, it has a bit of space there to roll over that edge, because I'm going to have it run in the boot and mount inside the boot. I've also put foam in here, so when the tail light goes on, there's a bit of a wall there to stop it flapping around, and so we can mount it using the little tabs. But I've pretty much got it all to where I need it to be on this side before we go for fiberglass. There is a bit of a gap around the tail light to allow that fiberglass to go around the edge, but I'm pretty happy with this side. So what I'm going to is I'm going to give this side a bit of a gap around here and around where the tail light is, and then we're ready to lay some fiberglass over this. Now I've finished off the edge on this one. It looks pretty even across there, so when the fiberglass goes over it can fill it in a bit, and then I'll just work the fiberglass. So this side's done, and now this side's done. Probably got a little bit more to take out there, but I'll do that once I get to the fiberglass. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, if you liked the progress, if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, follow for more, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, whatever else. Peace out. We'll see you on the next one.